Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of November 16th through the 22nd. And during that time, we'll have a waning crescent moon, which, of course, is a good time for surrender, rest, and healing. A time to let go, rest, and just get ready for that new cycle ahead, which starts on the 20th with the new moon. Of course, that new moon energy can go for 2 to 3 days, really. But a new moon is a good time for a fresh start, new beginnings, good time to learn a new skill or start new projects or to make new decisions. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading, Virgo, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is to meditate and contemplate. And of course, that is really where our moon energy is right now. So great card for that to come up. Time to slow down just a little bit, maybe a little bit this week, and do some of those meditations, contemplate on some things. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this week. I've seen a theme developing through the readings, through the 5 before you that I've already done. And it just makes me laugh when I can see kind of the collective going through something very similar, that we're all kind of in the same boat. It just proves that to me more and more as I do these collective readings. So, which is new. It's fun to learn new things. And I've definitely, since I started reading for the collective like this, it's so different from a one-on-one reading. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Apparently some Virgos need to hear this, but to read collectively like this, it's just been so eye-opening for me to see that there are things that we all collectively kind of go through in the same week. I'm sure the astrology is also related to that. I'm a student of astrology. I don't claim to know as much about it as I want to. I'm definitely a dabbler. It's a lot of information to learn. So, but I'm working on it. Anyway, suffice it to say, meditate and contemplate for you. We are going to see what the cards have to say and see if you are moving along those collective lines also, I guess was what I was trying to say, Virgo. Okay. My fun reminder this week is that you learn something new. And maybe it's a good time while you're meditating, contemplate, think of if there's a topic out there that you've kind of had some interest in. My advice to you this week is to take some time to, read a book on that, really do a deep dive, take notes, find a lecture, just find a way to learn about how, whatever your learning style is, just learn something new about something this week. And that is my fun, friendly advice. So, all right, let's get into this reading. I will stop babbling, Virgo. My apologies. November 16th through the 22nd for Virgo, meditate and contemplate. Your overall present energy right now is you are done with something here with the Ten of Swords. There's something that you're done. This could come in any area of life. This could be a relationship that you're done with, a job that you're done with. This could be a sweater that you're done with. I mean, it's just a material thing, right? You might be done with a car that you've got and you're looking for a new car. So there's some indicator here that there's just something that you're done with. And a lot of this can be not even something tangible or material or human, but just a thought. You're just maybe done there. Maybe you've had a negative thought pattern and you're done with that. Because this is sword energy, it could be because swords are also about communication. It may be that you decide, I'm done with Facebook. I'm done with Instagram. I'm done with some social media app or something that's for communication, but something that you're just done with this week. Your current situation is judgment. So, yeah, there's something that you've recently had some new awareness about, and it is making you done with it. Again, like I said, it could be some way of communicating, some app or something that you're using that you're like, I'm done with this. I'm not doing it. Um, yeah, interesting. But you've had some new awareness. Judgment is about truth that comes to light, and just makes us have a judgment about something. Yes or a no, or um, making a decision. Are you going to allow something in your life or not? At the root of this situation is a little bit of dissatisfaction here with the Four of Cups. So whatever it is the universe is offering you, you're like, nah, okay, next. This is kind of our just not real thrilled with whatever the universe is offering you. And again, if it comes in some way of communication or something that you're just not super thrilled with, you're making a judgment on it, and I don't blame you. Again, meditate and contemplate, think things through when you're making big decisions like that. And when you're done with something, I always, write pro and cons, that sort of thing. um, but you've just made it looks like you've made that decision. You've had a judgment that you're making about it in your recent past. Okay, so you were feeling a little stuck in something anyway, and this is in your recent past. So this has been kind of brewing, it seems like, for you to make this decision. This isn't new. This has been something that you've kind of been dealing with. But you've made your decision. You're done thinking about it. You're done feeling stuck about it. And you're done. If I had to just imagine this picture, um, yeah, you're just done. You're done worrying about it, done thinking about it. What's on your mind this week is the Page of Pentacles. So you want to, and this could indicate that it is something that's job related, that you're done with a particular job or a particular position within a job, or doing something a certain way or communicating a certain way within, and as an example, let's say that you're in your job, you communicate with everybody via emails, and something didn't get sent or got off, and you're deciding that in-person meetings are better than emails, when it comes to maybe a certain topic. So you're going to take the incentive to, do something on a new path when it comes to communication. Usually this is about financial type things, but it could be material, tangible things too. Like, we're not going to text these, maybe there's a giant group thread for work, and something got lost in the mix and miscommunicated. And so you just decide you're going to do something a different way, or you're somehow a part of that decision, if that makes sense. And that's just an example. But again, if you're done with something, meditate and contemplate on it. Make sure that we're, not leaving out, make sure that you're not making a decision to end something so hastily that you forget a little detail, right? Just make sure you're thinking that through, would be my advice on that. What is just ahead of you this week is a celebration, not just by you, but by others. I think whatever you decide that you're done with, you've got other people that are like, well, thank goodness, we've been saying this is not working, and again, I kind of get the feeling for some of you this is kind of a work situation, and you're just going to have people that are happy with this decision to go a different way and do things a different way. In your advice position, okay, is the card of, again, no decision until you think it through. And like I was saying with this, even though you're going to end something because it's been causing you trouble, do make sure that you think it through with all the details. I mean, I just got done saying this, and this is in your advice position. And I do feel like for some reason that came through kind of intuitively before for me. It's very important for you to make sure you're thinking through every single detail, because you might miss something that will complicate things even more, I think is what I'm trying to say. That it will solve a problem, but it might create a different one, and you want to kind of nip that in the bud before that starts. What is beyond your control this week? Seven of Swords. Interesting. Seven of Swords is about cunning, craftiness, theft, hidden agenda, and maybe this is something that you uncover with something that's going on and you are done with it. Okay. I am getting, for a lot of you, this is something work related and communication related, but you've made your mind up. Again, just make sure that you're pro con, make sure you're trying to, before you make your final decision, make sure you have all the information and you can really think about the big picture when it comes to this. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Just more swords. You're trying to avoid the headaches that this has already been causing. What in the world is this for you, Virgo? This is just, look at all the swords in this reading. Swords and cups, one pentacle. We'll look at what's missing before we leave this, but you're definitely making a judgment about something. And so, yeah, you're trying, I don't blame you. You're trying to avoid this anxiety. You're trying to cut this problem off so that it doesn't continue. And I don't blame you, because it's been causing you some anxiety. And yeah, I get it. Okay, in your outcome position, Eight of Cups. So moving on to a better place and some calmer waters. That's good. It looks like in the end you are going to straighten this out. Of course, it is a time, again, with the moon for new beginnings. So whatever this is going on, hopefully this does resolve by the end of the week and you feel like, okay, we're calm, we're cool, we're moving on to a better place. We're going to do things in a little bit different way. Let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck. is the Five of Cups, which is really about super sadness and grief, which is great because we've got this celebration. I feel like there's people around you that are like, yay, thank goodness you made this decision to change this and do this and not do this thing that we were doing because it's really messing things up and da 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 da, right? And these people are very happy about it. So I'm glad that this card is hidden from you this week. Let's see. And also, I did want to address there's no wands in this reading, not one wand. And so wands are about fire and passion. And this is very, borderline. We've got some emotional stuff going on in here with you've got 3 cards of cups here. So your emotions are involved and your intellect is involved in communication, but it's not like super fiery. So I feel like it's a thing that's been brewing. It's not like, I don't see if you're having a meeting, I don't see that there's flames shooting out of anybody's mouth during this meeting. It's pretty calm and you're just trying to to um to get the situation in a better place. I just don't see it's kind of lacking fire, which is fine. That's good, really. I mean, you don't want to have that kind of fire when you're making changes and it involves other people. So, all right, let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Raise your vibration. That's never bad advice. So, to me, that just means think of things kind of on a higher level. Again, look at the big picture, step back from everything while you're making these decisions and judgments. Just really, really look at the big picture. Let's see what Virgo needs to do in the way of self-care this week. Self-care for Virgo, November 16 through 22. Excuse me while I grab a little sip of my drink there. All right, Virgo, self-care. And the card that you get is feelings. Healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. Healing begins with feeling. So I think, part of this is these people are happy because it looks like you're considering their feelings. So whatever judgment you're making, I feel like it does have to do with other people. You're trying to avoid, and it's kind of beyond your control, that maybe you uncover some sort of hidden agenda that's been going on through all of this. But, what did this card say? Healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. So, and again, I feel like you're considering your own feelings, but don't forget the feelings of others as well as you make these decisions. So, all right, Virgo, I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in your life this week. Of course, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Did you come to some sort of judgment? Was there something work related that you had to make some decisions about and really think and meditate on really kind of gather all the information before you made a decision? I'd be very curious to know that. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel. Of course, I would appreciate that. And most importantly, it'll help you find me next week, where you can come back and we can see if this situation continues on or if there's a completely new energy here for you. So thanks so much, Virgo, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.